Hey guys, what's up? It's the Happy Noob here. This is Act 2 for your hardcore slash softcore guide. So the problem with this guide is that I forgot it's not live audio, so I have to record my voice after it. Somehow the audio got fucked up. So I'm gonna do my best to just go with what's going on in the footage here. And unfortunately, I had to skip a lot of certain things, but I'm just gonna get right to the point. So we're in Act Two now, and I'm just gonna go over what I look for in Act Two before going in. And as you can see here, I'm just looking for upgrades and what I could replace out. So I really want to get rid of this mana ring and replace it with like a resistance ring. And I'm also putting away those gloves because if I need to use them later, or if I die and I just want some gloves, obviously I'll have something there instead of having nothing. Um, what else?
Make it
Now I'm
fast.
looking at the shop, and I was going to use the staff, but how do I put this? I felt like the staff wasn't worth it for what I needed it for. Even though it was a good staff, it would be an upgrade. But I figured I would just play the act and
Hello.
get an upgrade throughout doing it. And as you can see here, I'm seeing that this axe is actually an upgrade, but I wasn't looking at it too closely because it has game one mana per enemy killed. So um, later on, you'll see me use an Orb of Scourging, which will remove that, and then I'll put an Alchemy Orb on it. I think I do that. But I think I found another axe that had absolutely like no modifiers on it, and I just put an Orb of Alchemy on it, and it was my next upgrade.
Travel far.
But as you can see here, I'm just utilizing the store around me. My resistances are completely shot out, like it's so bad. So before I go into Act 2, I just want to make sure I have anything that will help me live. Um, and if you're playing softcore, you should, look at it like that way too. I mean, even though if you die, it doesn't matter. You still just want to, make the game as easy as you can for yourself and not die consistently. And having resistances and, just, a good amount of armor can make the game a lot easier. Okay, so here's the thing I want to talk about too. Is that every armor piece, okay, is the same in some way, right? There's always going to be an implicit, which I like to call the black sheep modifier. And you're always going to have three prefixes and three suffixes on an item, okay? So in this case here, right, I have an item that's item level 14 and it requires level 10. Okay, so that means in this case it's a very low item level. Really good item level would probably be like 83, 84 to 86. Those are something that are obtainable later on in the game. But in this case, uh, that chest piece was just a straight up strength item. Okay, and um, yeah, I need a level 10 to wear it, and I kind of want to get rid of it. So in this case here, I'm taking a alteration orb, and I'm just trying to get my luck here going by seeing if I can get a good modifier on it for the rest of the act. Now, I'm not going to invest too much currency in this, okay? But since I have some to spare, I figured, okay, let's try and just see like if we can help ourselves out here.
What
I wouldn't
trouble?
say risk it all, right? Put all your currency into it. Um, because then you might be out of currency, especially at league start. That can be quite a problem. But I mean, you could always just farm and get it back, but it might be just a waste of time. Um, Also, these are good boots here that I was thinking about buying, but then again, these guides are for the purpose of people who are at like the start of the league, and I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. So I can't afford those, so I can't buy them. So in this case, I'm looking for anything with a good amount of sockets and resistances on it. And I feel like, oh, excuse me.
Return, my
Oh man, I'm talking
master.
too much, and I just ate a lot of food. So I'm just looking for items with resistances on it and sockets that I can use. And in this case, I'm just looking around. Anything with life and resistances and armor is good. Um, personally me, okay, if you can just find anything with resistances, okay, you're sorry, the mic kind of shut down on me. So yeah, I'm really just mainly looking for like life resistances, and if I can get lucky, armor is great as well. In this case, I got life and intelligence, which is also not bad. Attributes are good too, but if this is like your first time playing Path of Exile, okay, resistances are going to be very beneficial to you in the leveling process, especially in Act 5. Right now, I'm kind of cheesing it a little bit here. I know I said I wouldn't try to go, past, a league start here, but I'm just trying to put on some fire and cold resistances just to make myself a little bit, safer. And obviously, you can craft in the campaign, okay? If you're not doing that, you should be. This is a great way to, get those resistances that you need. In my case here, I'm just slowly just trying to get the ball rolling here. And, you know, and it's that one, I can't do anything with it, so it's fine. I don't think I can do anything with this amulet as well. Um, But yeah, this is why I'm always trying to pick up, like blue items and so on and so forth. It's because I need that currency to maybe craft a resistance on an item. And, once you get to Act 5 and so on and so forth, this is something you should be, thinking about in the back of your head. Like, okay, do I need more attributes? Do I even have the crafting recipe yet, depending on like where you are in the league? Because you have to unlock certain recipes. But that's something I just wanted to showcase in the video here. It's never too late to use the crafting bench. And here I am. I'm just looking to see like how I can I think at this point
What do you want?
I forgot what I was doing here. But to be honest. So it looks like I have a lacerate meme support. Okay, so if I had to guess, okay, it looks like I'm buying another item to level up those gems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these gems that I'll be using in the future, and I'm putting it in my second item slot, and those will level passively as I'm leveling
Level
throughout the
5.
game, which it's something I highly recommend you do. So you don't have to spend a ton of currency on buying gems. If, you're having a rough time getting currency. But in this case here, I have my axe that I plan on using, and I can't use it yet, but I will be using it. And I'm just taking out the Orb of Alchemy that was dropped to me earlier, and I'm just gonna hold on to it. So for Act Two, I would
I can't
say,
do this just yet.
um, you know, we have the damage, okay, up until I got to the boss, right? The boss kind of took a while. I didn't actually get any like big upgrades into the weapon as I wanted, but my goal was really just to get as much resistances as I can into my character, and then I'll slowly try to
Unworthy
start,
opponents.
working on the armor, and get to like level 45, do the ascendancy trial, and then that'll be another part. That'll be later on, probably in the next guide. But as you can see here, I'm actually way ahead. I'm pretty sure. So I'm actually killing stuff that doesn't even really need to be killed. But personally, me, I just wanna be as ahead as I can, as much as I can. Okay, I'm not speed running. I'm just trying to play it safe and move at my speed, and I'm just trying to do what I know is gonna, get me to Act 3. And if you feel comfortable enough, you actually don't really even need to kill as much of these guys. You can just keep moving, faster and not be not be as aggressive in farming mobs. But I'm actually having fun. I think this is my first time using Sunder on a duelist, and he's just kicking ass. So I'm gonna fast forward now. I think there's really nothing else to talk about for now. Um, but yeah, going on to the next part of the video. I'm probably just gonna fast forward it. Okay, so I want to show this part because this is a really big or it's helpful for me. Is the Bismuth flask. So when I use this flask, it'll give me, I believe, what 35 to all resistances, right? So um, the way I see it is, if resistances might be an issue, um, get the Bismuth flask. Okay, it's really good. Um, and just by doing that side quest I did, uh, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable now. And so you see there's just a bit increase and a bit more comfortability for myself. Just getting through Act Two, which I'm not too worried about dying here. Um, Especially I feel like there's really no reason to, except that guy was just fucking wonking me in the head. But no, I'm feeling pretty comfortable, and I just want to show you guys that because the business flask is it's really helpful.
What troubles you bring?
Okay, so
Make it
I'm still in the
fast.
axe because this axe is actually better for me because might have missed it. I don't know if I did or not. I thought I scoured it, but I could be wrong. Um, so apologies there. But now I'm just looking for to replace this chest piece with something with resistances on it. That's gonna be at least decent for me. Um, Also, if you didn't see, I killed one of the bandits, okay? So make sure you check your guide to ensure if you have to kill all bandits or help, a Lyra or one of them, whatever your guide entails. Um, it's nothing like mission critical if you fuck it up, obviously, but it goes a long way, and obviously you want the best for your build, so make sure you can just double check that. So here I am. I'm just trying to think, what I could do here just to, um, make my guy. I'm mainly focuses resistances right now, and as you can see here, those boots. I'm like thinking about it at the same time. It's like there's nothing I could do with those boots. They're strength and intelligence, right? And I have one chromatic orb, so the chances of me hitting like a double red
Make
on
it
those
fun.
boots is I have a better chance of like Angelina Jolie showing up to my house asking to blow me, and that's never gonna happen. Just like me hitting that one chromatic on those boots, it's probably never gonna happen. So just be really smart with how you look at things, right? Obviously, if the boot is strength and intelligence and you need two green sockets, the chances of you getting that on that boot is very low. So don't waste your one chromatic. If anything, just save them up and wait for something better. And if you look there, you saw the big DPS increase going from this axe to the other one. So this alchemy orb definitely paid off, and should be better now. Um, Now, should I have saved that alchemy orb? Maybe, but I mean, this DPS increase is going to be really good, and hopefully, I'll get another alchemy orb
Return.
through
What
Act Two.
troubles you bring?
But right now, I'm just going to sell a bunch of shit, and I'll move on to the next part of the guide. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of the video, and I know it's going fast, right? But I mean, it's just me leveling. Really, what I'm looking out for is just upgrades and trying to constantly make sure my guys, gonna do as much damage as I can get them to do, and be as safe as possible. Um, so just constantly checking the shop. I'm also putting some things up for sale, and having people, obviously buy it, which is another part of Path of Exile. It's just selling items to other players. Um, in this case here, this was rough. I actually never have a problem with this boss, and in this case, there was a problem where I accidentally just used my mana flask. Like I like blew my load on it, and I'm also just taking unnecessary amount of damage. Um, I mean, what I look at the footage now, it looks like the damage isn't as bad as I thought it was. But I mean, yeah, I was having a shit here. I thought I was kind of a goner. Um, yeah, especially I'm just eating the laser, and yeah, it's not looking too hot. But I mean, this is like the whole part of the game, right? It's just like you have some good battles, and you have some bad ones. In this case, it's fucking rough. So I think if I had to take anything away from this, is that I wish I had a clarity aura going.
My spirit is
Don't think it would
spent.
help, but I actually had to use a portal right here and refill my flask and get back into it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's better to be safe than die. So just keep that in mind. Um, Honestly, like that's about it for Act Two. Um, this was a pretty rough act for me. I'm hoping Act Three I can make it a little bit more smoother with the damage and yeah, I mean, we did it. So, good job. Now we move on to Act Two.
I
So I
do
guess
like
key
no other.
takeaways from here is,
I think I'm
just,
starting to like this rake last.
understand how, different armors like strength, and dexterity, and
I cannot
intelligence work
finish
for
this yet.
you. How the sockets work. Saving your currency for certain situations. Don't just waste it. You know. Um, And if you are gonna waste your currency, make sure you keep your other item. Don't toss it to the ceiling just yet. If anything, just put it in your stash and just hold on to it. Right? It's probably worth more in your stash than it is to the vendor. Um, I guess another thing would I would like to just clarify too is just make sure you're constantly checking your guide, especially if you're doing a new build. You want to make sure you're using um, you know the best gems for your guy at this point of the game. What was good for Act One might not be good for Act Two and Three, so just keep that in mind. And what else? I guess if I didn't say it, resistances are going to be important, so start working on them. Uh, and that's really about it. I wouldn't overthink it too much, but you know, my whole idea is not to get into a pickle, and in this case, we got close to being in one, and not super
There'll
close,
be time
but
for that soon enough.
anyway, next guide will be Act Three, so go check that out, and good luck to you.